Howdy folks, my name's Darren from RC Scale Models, and today we have another kit for you. This one's from Italeri or Italiere, or however you want to pronounce that. This is Boeing's V-22 Osprey in 1/48 scale, kit number 262. Looking on ScaleMates, the history, this kit was released back in 1989, and then Tester released it. But it's got no date, and then Italeri released it back in 2003, and then this one here is the version they released the third time back in 2012. To my understanding, this is the only one out there, so if you're looking to get an Osprey, unfortunately this is all you got given, or this is all you can buy it currently at this moment of doing this video. I've bought aftermarket decals for this. There are several markings out there and there's other parts you can buy, but I've bought some different decals because unfortunately with this kit there's only one scheme, which is what you see on the box, so I didn't want to do the same scheme that everyone else is going to have, unfortunately, so I went for a different route. The one I'll be doing is the marine grey like you see here, but this tail piece is black and it's got some kind of eagle symbol on it, and so I thought that'd be pretty cool. So yes, just take a look what we get on the box. So your kit dimensions of once it's built is 26.9 centimeters, so probably almost as length as the box. A little bit of history on the Osprey in several languages, and here is your sprues and your decals. I remember when the first version came out a couple of times, they made a mistake with the decals, like you see on here. For instance, if you look at the decals, the stripes for the propellers is red, white, red. It's actually white, red, white. It's actually the other way around. So early versions made a mistake, and they do give you a correction sheet, but this version I've looked inside already. I've already got the up-to-date decals, so again I'm not going to be using them anyway. So I have bought a canopy mask for this as well. So inside the box, it's a top opening box from Italeri. You get your worksheet and your decals, bag of clear and one bag of parts. So we're going to take a closer look at this now. So here's your worksheet that you get given. Here's your decals. So about that, here's your decals. Like you see, like I mentioned, I've got the correction one already, but like I say, I won't be using this. On the first page is all your sprue layout. I'm never a fan of Italeri because it's like a giant sheet like Tamir, but Tamir started to do booklets, which is handy. Down the bottom is some of the colours that are required. Flat black, olive drab, medium grey, zinc chromate, green zinc chromate, white, gunship grey, red and silver. They asked in the seatbelts to be red. I did have a quick butcher of this, but unfortunately the reference I've looked everywhere else, all the seatbelts would be grey colour, so I don't know where they got the red seatbelts from. But here's your first step. Working on the instrument display piece, your dash, and you've got your computers and stuff. Working on the two seats, the pilot and co-pilot. Then the bulkhead, the floor, flight sticks. So it's very basic cockpit in this. As I say, it's not like an older jet and stuff where it's going to be loads of dials and levers everywhere. It's a modern jet. It's all done by a fly-by-wire system, computers and all that malarkey. So it's all really modern. So the cockpit's going to be quite boring, unfortunately. The colour call outs they call out for this, I have checked it. everything's correct apart from the seat belts. So it's black and grey in cockpit interior, quite boring as well. You're not going to see a lot of it anyway, apart from when you look through the shield. But again, the second step is the flight deck, which can house cargo, troops and stuff. Unfortunately, these seats are already folded up in a position. So again, I've looked for aftermarket for this. There isn't anything out there that you could do for different seat belts and different stuff at the back. There's only engines and stuff to go around here and fold up propellers and stuff. But I'm not doing mine on the flight deck or anything, so I won't be bothering with the aftermarket engines and stuff. Inside the interior is black and grey. I probably won't be bothering to paint any of that because I'm having the back door, I'm having it closed, so you won't see any of that interior anyway. I'll still put it together, but I probably won't need to paint it because you ain't going to see it. Again, I have, like I mentioned, have a quick butchers at this kit, and I've noticed it's because it's an older kit, it's all raised panel lines and rivets and stuff. So again, you can go down the route of rescribing it and stuff, but we'll come and look at that in a minute. You are working on the back door. You can have it as one piece, which I need to do if I'm having it closed. If you're having it open, you have it in two halves, because you can have it like this sort of shape and then it butts up. If it's open fully to load up cargo, I believe the inside folds up and the bottom bit folds out, to my understanding. Here's your actuator arms for the actual door to be open. You're working on the wings section for that houses the two engines. In stowage mode, when it's on the flight deck and stuff on aircraft carrier, the whole thing twists sideways, but I don't think you can do that in this kit. It's either in one way only. You're working on the propeller system, so it's the three-bladed propeller system, nose cone for the propellers, engine covers. There is no engine detail in this, but you can buy aftermarket if you wish to do so. There is the engine covers, and then this is all your wings and the engines being closed up. Sandwich them down. Again, I don't think you can have him in a flight mode. It's in takeoff vertical way only, I think. Asking for your canopy to go on and your wings at the back and tail, which is this section here. Propellers going on, again, unfortunately they're in the open position. If you want them folded up, there is aftermarket for this section. But I'm just going to build mine out the box straight as. The only thing I'll be replacing is the decals because I want to do a different scheme. I'm not going to bother rescribing or anything. I'm just going to do it as is. Wheels going in. I'll be having the wheels down for sure. Rest the hook just in case. You've got the doors for your landing gear. This section down the bottom here is all your pitot tubes and aerials and stuff to receive all this data from the aircraft, and your flight refueling probe. You can have that on or off as optional, I think, but I may have to modify it slightly because when it's in the closed position, I think it's like a telescopic, it comes out like that. So here's your paint option. The one you get in the kit is asking for a dark grey, dark ghost grey on top, light ghost grey bottom, and propellers are black. And there's the top of the aircraft, so the bottom is the light grey and dark grey on top. Here's your clear piece. So here's your clear. It's pretty good. It's moulded as one piece. The framing is pretty clear. It's got, strangely, this one's got it has got raised. It has got raised rivets. And then you've got your little windows. How clear is the glass? The fogginess at the top gets painted, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Even if you come out, so it's not too bad. It's pretty good. It's pretty clear. Like I say, I've bought a canopy mask for this. I do cheap by buying those. I can't mask up myself and cut it out like some people can. I've tried it, but I can't do it. And now we've got one giant bag of plastic. Everything seems to be okay. I'm going to work far away from the top. So here's one sprue, giant sprue. Contains your fuselage halves, so it gives you a rough idea how big it was. It was 29.3 or 8 or whatever it was I mentioned. So unfortunately, it is all raised detail. You can go ahead and take your time by rescribing it all and redoing it, but see, I don't know if it's true to the aircraft, if it's like that or not. I don't think it would be, but as I say, I'm just going to build this because I don't fancy doing too much on this one anyway. Here's your engine nacelles. Again, the detail's good, but unfortunately it's all raised. The front of the engine nacelles, that'll take a nice wash. There's those hydraulic arms for the back door. Here's your seats, cockpit seats. The seat belts are moulded in, so a little bit of paint should take care of those. I've looked for aftermarket, but seat belts, and there isn't anything out there from what I can find. Here's the other side of the engine nacelles, some wiring and stuff. Cockpit, again, a little bit of paint and dry brushing should sort it out, it should be alright. And there's the other side of the other half. You have got internal detail. Not worried about these ejection pins, but you've got nice ribs at the back if you do wish to splay the door open, so it'd be nicely done. Take a nice wash and stuff. There's nothing on the inside of here. Here's one of the wheel wells, nicely detailed. Unfortunately, there is a couple of ejector pins in the middle of there. Well, fortunately. This one here is your main wings. Again, the same detail as before. It's all raised. These pieces are, excuse me, to do with like vortex, to do with the airflow on the wings. We have more raised detail. Again, the flaps are moulded as in one piece. Again, if you want to modify it, I've seen people do that by chopping it and modifying it. It does look good when it's done, but it's a lot of work. And I just don't fancy doing that type of work on this type of kit at the moment. I just want to build a simple kit out of the box, nicely, and then move on, if you know what I mean. There's sometimes you just want to do kits like that. You don't fancy doing a lot of work, especially if you've done a lot of work on a kit before the one you move on to. you just don't want to fancy doing a long time, because it can affect your mojo on building kits and stuff. Here we have more detail parts, so those little pitot tubes and aerials, hatches for your landing gear, wing mirrors. I didn't see them in the instructions, so that's a nice touch. And then you've got your radar system at the front. Not sure what that is. The other side of the landing gear, again, got a couple of ejector pins inside, unfortunately, but detail it up a little bit of a wash, it should be alright. So there's that sprue nicely. Here is your rotor system. They are quite chunky at a certain angle, quite small blades, but they serve a lot of lift and force. This piece, I do not know what that is. Could be part of the engine section. Again, this is the seats that are inside the back of the aircraft. They've got some kind of fabric texture on them, which it is a nice, but unfortunately they got a weird shape to them when it looks like they're folded up. I think that it can house 20, 30 troops, I think. We have your wing section. Again, it's all the same panel lines, and these are recessed, but all these rivets are raised. So it's some parts of a mixture. So unfortunately, it all depends how you want to tackle this. This is a bulkhead with all the wiring. Here's part of your cockpit detail. It's just the cover, and then you've got a piece that goes in, which is your instrument panel. We have the centerpiece of the wings, same nurse detail, but unfortunately raised rivets. Nicely moulded wheels, but again, two-piece wheels I'm never a fan of, but these are quite smooth, so it should be okay. There is resin ones out there, but everyone seems to be sold out, so I don't need them. Landing gear legs, you can go again down the aftermarket route. There are metal ones and stuff, but I don't think you need to. Here is your cargo area where the troops sit and houses cargo. Don't know if you can fit any vehicles inside. I don't know if it's big enough for that, like a little Jeep or something. Probably some quad bikes and stuff probably fit in there, but nothing else. I think this is to do with the back door system, and so is this. I think this sits inside this, if I'm not mistaken. There's another bulkhead. I think this is the front piece where the two seats sit. There's a couple of ejector pins you have to sand out. And here's a little bit of the rotor system. I think the propellers sit on this. This is what these pins are for. So a little bit of wiring in there. Detail that up a little bit. Should be alright. So there's that sprue. There isn't many sprues to this. It's 4 main sprues and a glass, so it should be quite a simple build. So there you go, folks. There's another kit from Italeri, 148 scale V-22 Osprey. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.